All right. Let's get it started. Let's get it started. All right. Welcome back. Welcome back. The screen at your face. We are back to review. Excuse me. Today's wrap up in the stock market. This is February 6th, 2026. 7 p.m. Central Time, wherever you may be in the world at this time. Hope you tune in to check us out. Like I said, we're putting up shorts. We're talking about. I'm not able to live stream actual trades due to I'm working, right, and um, it would be my luck that someone from work catch me live streaming while I'm doing work, and we don't want to end up in HR. Right? So I try to post things via shorts, and also I'm gonna try to post on a community page, like just send snapshots of what I'm looking at and what I'm getting into, um, profits, losses, and things like that. I'll share those via posts on the phone. So via the community post. So tap in, subscribe if you find this particular content useful in your daily journey as far as trying to become financially free, right? So I think that's what everybody's trying to do, increase our capital so we can have flexibility. So at the end of the day, we can have enough money to spend time with our loved ones, because the only thing that you get less of each day is time. So we definitely want to free up our time and try to learn the investment game or the trading game. This is more trading, not necessarily investing. Maybe learn both of those to you know increase our finances, right? All right. So now we got that out the way. Let's kind of look and recap of today. Today was for the tech sector, right? Look at XLK right on the top left. This is pretty much your ETF for all your big tech stocks, your Apple's, Nvidia's, Microsoft. I don't know if Google's in there. Matter of fact, we can I believe I know there's a I know that there is like screener, not screener. There's like a sector. It's a heat map. Where is it? Heat map. Heat map. Um, where is the screen? It's not a screen. What else? Yield curves. I don't know. I forgot how to get to it. This is crazy. Anyway, there's a I used to be able to I got upgraded premium volume. This is the power chart. But anyway, I'll have it for the next live. This is so there's a heat map, and what I'm saying is there's a heat map. I could just look it up on FinViz. Oh God, I need to read the blog. Okay, so here's the heat map. There you go. All right, so and pretty much all of this is under technology. This is also available in TradeView. I just forgot how to get to it. But anyway, you can kind of see the sectors, right? So technology, we had a recap, not a recap, a resurgence from the daily low yesterday, right? So Nvidia, I think, is it AMD, Nvidia, pretty much where all you see the big percentages, right? WC, well, that's too high. But yeah, Nvidia, ABGO, AMD, pretty much all of these companies, we went up pretty big. Amazon went back, Google went back, Meta. This is all internet stuff, entertainment. So all of these fall under something a little bit different. You have this sector here, consumer cyclical, which is like your XLY. So now you can see why I have XL. This is XLY. This is consumer discretionary. This is communication services. This is XLC. And then here's your industrial stuff, right? Your GE aerospace and defense. All of these kind of fall under XLI ETF. And then you have, I think this is this might be XLC, your Walmart's, Costco's, and things like that. Walmart is up. We talked about Walmart 2 weeks ago. And now you have your finance area, right? Your Berkshire Hathaways, your JPM. Remember, we're big on JPM, as well as Wells Fargo, Bank of America. You got your credit services, Visa, MasterCard, American Express, Capital One Financial Group, and now these are financial capital markets, your Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, Charles Schwab Group. You got Robinhood, right? So this is a good way just to kind of see certain things, and when certain markets are moving, looks like the health sector moved today, which is your XLV. Right, pretty much everything recovered today is what I wanted to say. So, like I said before, yesterday I wanted to be heavy in tech, right? We had some losses yesterday that we wanted to recover, and I really was just studying the tech sector this week and looking at QQQ and see what it was going to perform like today. And it recovered kind of like how we thought it would, right? We went above the two up on the day, and two up means we passed the previous day limit of, what was it, 604, 605. I mean, we started the post market went down, and then we came back up. I guess we had a liquidity sweep, right? The buyers came back in pre-market, so I was like, this is a good sign. So we got back up to kind of low high that we were the previous day, right? And then we just first 30 minutes went up, went down a little bit, and then I was just waiting. Looked like we were going to touch here. Then the buyers came in, which was good for us because what I did today was I wanted to focus on 2 or 3 tickers and then pick one and move with that one. And that was going to be the one I did. So we were able to get in NVIDIA today. We got in NVIDIA twice, actually. This is actually, dang, I don't have the, well, if you want to see the exact trade, you can check back. You can look on the channel. I have a trade review for NVIDIA for today. Which got over 100%. We got over 100% on NVIDIA today. So you can go back and look at that video to see in detail what actually I got into, and where I got out and stuff like that. But I can use this. I actually did get into one of these as well. It's just not the same. Expiration date was today. So you can't go back and look at the expiration today. That's gone. All right. So, and I can review the trade in a second. So QQQ definitely recovered. We went back to pretty much where we were on Wednesday, right? We got all the way back up here, kind of where we was on Wednesday. So I'll be interested to see if we go up on Monday back to where we were Tuesday of this week, right? So now we're getting back into Today we got as high as what is it, 611? 611. Can we get back into the 616 range, 620 range? So if we do, that means things are going to go up, and that'll be good for us because on Monday we have we got expiring contracts, so contracts will be a little bit cheaper. So that should be good for us. Maybe if we want to get into like a Google, does Google have? I was also looking at Hood today, and we'll get into that as we look through the tickers for today. Google doesn't have daily. 50 for Google. So where's Google? All right, I'm getting beside myself. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. All right. Yeah, so we'll be looking for that. See if we get to that 616 range for Monday, right? And if we get there in the pre-market, look for maybe a pullback and probably a rise. So I'll be looking for the pullback, and I'll just wait. We'll wait it out Monday and see what we can do on Monday. Like I said, today was a good day. We made about $140. We were down to our original $100, and we used all 100 that we had to make 140 profit today, which was really good. I'm really excited with it. We're able to get back into the winning circle. We closed the week out up, I think $68, $70, which is progress, right? We had some L's this week. So we were able to come back today, focused. Like I said, we locked in. We focused on one contract. And the reason I focused on NVIDIA today, right? If we look here, I was looking at, of course, I was looking at Microsoft, and Microsoft didn't have it today. I looked at Meta. Meta also went down today, so I was like, I'm not getting Meta. I don't know which way that's going. Like I said, I felt like we were going up. I narrowed it down to Tesla, NVIDIA, and AVGO. The only problem with AVGO was, the only reason I didn't get into AVGO was because it was kind of just flirting around, going sideways. And I seen NVIDIA go up quickly. So I was like, okay, NVIDIA is going to be the one today. So that's why I chose NVIDIA over Tesla and AVGO Broadcom. And then also Tesla, the contract for Tesla, just to get into a little bit deeper, the contract for Tesla that I was looking at. So Tesla we were around 403, but I would have to get into a 420 call, right? Which, if you're going to get into a 420, which means it's 20 points away, right? 15 to 20 points away from the strike where we currently are out of the money, then if it doesn't move fast enough, then Theta is going to kill that contract. As you can see here, even though Tesla went up, right? You could have got in here and got you an 8 about 11:30, but after 11:30, even though Tesla kind of stayed up and stayed around there, the Theta started to eat into this contract. So the value of Tesla started to go down because it was so far out the money that Theta just ate it up. So that was something I was considering. That's why I went with NVIDIA, because with NVIDIA was at before I got it, it was like this little pullback was 179. I got into the 182.5. 182.5 and said 179 is very close, right? I felt like we could meet 182 and not allow Theta to eat into it. And also I was thinking, if I really wanted to, I can, instead of getting into the daily, I could have gotten into Monday, since we do have expiring contracts Monday on NVIDIA. Okay, so just to recap the trade, and then we'll recap the whole market. Well, not the whole market, just what we have on the tick list. And then tomorrow I will do a live. We'll go over the whole market, right? We're going to create a new tick list, and I'll present that Sunday. But we're going to use tomorrow Might take us about 2 hours. So get, follow in for that live stream. We're going to go pretty much over all 170, 180 tickers I have on my, let me send a text real quick, that I have on my list. So we can create our tick list of about 25 tickers for Sunday. And then I'll go through that in detail on Sunday. All right. So basically, like I said, remember, my biggest thing was we lost Thursday. So I really wanted to be really careful and watch for the pullback. Right. When we came in here, we hit a high. It was about 850, 852. And I'm on a 1 minute time frame, by the way. So right here, we pulled back and I was like, okay, good. Same thing. It aligned with QQ, right? So it was perfect for us. Right here, QQQ pulled back and it was touching. So I was like, okay, the sellers are not having their way today. And even if it did, it could come back to 598. Then just like the day before, I felt like it was going to touch and then go back. So it kept touching, and just looking at these candlesticks, right? I knew we wanted to go up this way. So once it reversed, it came down, touched, and then it reversed. So if I think like at 9, I was already looking at video at 9:07, I went ahead and jumped in. So at 9:07, we were able to jump in on the other contract was $45. This particular contract was $13. Which, if I was thinking in hindsight, it would have been better to get in this contract because I could have bought way more and I would have got more bang for my buck. But anyway, it jumped from here, and then we jumped all the way up to 183, which is where I felt like we could go. After I seen it touch 181, I went back, looked at the daily. You can't really see it here, but the next milestone on the daily chart, and we can look at it here. Let's go to the daily. So we touched 179. The next was 183. So this was 180. Here we go, like 182.68. Boom. Then 183 right here. 183. We had 185. So I was like, okay, we could get to probably 183, 185. Right? Everything kind of touched around 183. So I was confident we can get back to 183 after I seen where we could have potentially be going with QQQ, and even not even just QQQ, everything else started to kind of maybe go up a little bit. Broadcom, Apple was doing its own thing. Apple's been doing its own thing for weeks. The whole market, right? The whole market started to reverse. Boom. Right? Up. So I was using the confluence of the whole market going up, which gave me strong confidence in the NVIDIA play. Right? So we went from 45 to about 99, 100, and it went a little bit up to 150. I took my profit around here, right? And as you can see, I was just waiting for it to get back to this high. So we got back to that high, and I took profit because I felt like, I didn't want it to bounce. And it bounced, but then it bounced back up and went up. And you could have got pretty good profit, especially if you got in here at $12, $13, right? Hit here, you would have held it a little bit, probably another hour, and then you could have got 50, right? Which is like 500%, 40, about 300, 400%. Then we would have had like maybe $260, $270 versus the 140, right? Which would have been a good day for us, but we didn't do that. We didn't think about that. I was just so happy to get a win. I got out, and then I actually got back in. I got back in on this contract down here at 22. It came down to 22. I got in on the contract and then it went up to 50, but I got out around 44, 45. So that was another 100% for us. And you know, that's how the day went. We got 140 on the day, so we are up 68, $70. So for this week, um, it's crazy. I keep saying, sorry. I'm just thinking last week, we were up last week, but then we lost. We had that bad Friday. I think we were down like 150. This week could have been really good for us. This day would have been good for us on the week. It's made a few mistakes on the week. So going into next week, you just want to focus on one ticker until we get, at least we get to 500, right? We don't. I've been spreading myself too thin. Just reevaluating myself. Spread myself too thin on some of these contracts. There's I only been picking two, but we're gonna wait Monday and see. Monday, hopefully, we can go up a little bit more. Let's get some good profits Monday. We're gonna take our profits Monday. We're not swinging anything this week, just because things are fluctuating so much. After earnings, we may be able to swing some things, but looks like Bitcoin might be resurging, so we're looking for that next week. Like I said, all that'll be tomorrow. We'll look at the sectors. We'll look at all the tickers and see what we want to put on our tick list for this upcoming week. All right, so that was NVIDIA. Also, AVGO. Could have got into AVGO, $60 contract, $60 per contract. And then AVGO about 950 because we did ours pretty early. AVGO at 950 came to 321, touchdown, and then shot back up. Let's look at no, what's it this one? Yeah, 950, 930. Okay, I see it. Here it go. Came back down and then shot up. Right? So it shot above, and what this line is the VWAP, which is volume weighted average price, right? So this is based on the volume and the average price that we see, moving average price. If this goes above it, right, that's usually a good signal. Let me see if it was on the video. Yeah, that's usually a good signal that it's going to go in the positive. If it goes down, that means it's going down. When it crosses, that's a good indicator that we're going up, right? So we crossed the VWAP here. It was down here, and then we came up. So you could have got in here around 60, and then in about an hour and a half, you could have got out around 450 to 500. This was probably the best trade that you could have possibly did. I mean, we're talking about 8x, almost 10x. So AVGO was the trade of the day. I like AVGO, but AVGO is Jekyll and Hyde. Jekyll and Hyde on AVGO. But like I said, it kind of follow NVIDIA. Sometimes it does it. It'll follow NVIDIA. So we were able to, not us, but if you were able to get an AVGO, congratulations. Could have got a big bag off of AVGO. All right. So let's kind of review what we had on, not overall market. Let's see the big bangers on the overall market. AVGO, AMD did pretty good. Tesla did good. NVIDIA. So we were right around. And remember, I told y'all about JPM. We had JPM on the list. JPM was cheap. MU, I didn't even look at MU. Again, Hood. We were waiting for Hood to reverse. Remember, I said that yesterday. Hood reversed. So you could have made 200, 300% on Hood. Let's bring this back. To show y'all Hood real quick. Got beat up the whole week. The reverse today. And I told y'all we could get to that 83. And actually we went higher, we went to 84. Well, yeah. Reversed. Came back to Wednesday opening. Okay. Let's look at a few other tickers real quick and see what happened today. Eli Lilly, we talked about Eli Lilly yesterday. Talked about the potential reversal on Eli Lilly. It definitely reversed because we were even talking about it maybe going to like 180, right? From where it was the previous day, 1,000. So could have made some money on Eli Lilly today, a lot of money. It was just the contracts for us was too high. We looked at it yesterday, but it was too high. All right, Coinbase. We talked about Coinbase. We talked about the reversal on Coinbase. That's why it was on the list. We said that keep your eyes on Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies. And what happened? Reverse. Got a big reversal today. Big money. Let's see. When can you got in? It's on the hour. And it was going green the whole day. 157. 157. All it just kept going. You could have gotten Coinbase for next week. It would have been Gucci. So definitely went up a lot. AMD, I was actually looking at AMD as well. AMD did really well. Nice reversal from 200. Or actually, we were lower than 200, right? 190. So dang, they're up from the close of Thursday. It was at 190. So it's practically like 20, 18, practically like 18. Tesla also was looking nice today. Nice reversal. We already talked about NVIDIA, QQQ as well, JPM. JPM was on a heater from Thursday, right? Had that big pull down Thursday morning. And then was up and at him. I mean, we were talking about JPM the whole week. JPM went up, came down, came right back up. Could have made a lot of money on JPM. I think even Snow had a resurgence today. We've been waiting for Snow, right? Snow was on the list. Snow had a resurgence today. So you could have made a nice little bag off of Snow since it was getting beat up. 162 all the way to 170. Nice little bag on Snow. Hood, we talked about that. UNH, you could have made some money on UNH. UNH went up 10. Like I said, health department. So we'll be looking. UNH will be on the list for Monday because we still have another mountain to climb, right? In the health. So we could be looking get back up to 300. So we might look at UNH. I think I was looking at UNH. I was thinking about getting in UNH, but I lost Thursday. But UNH, we put that a few weeks out. 325. We get to 300. It wouldn't be bad on UNH. 2 weeks out. 2 or 3 weeks out on UNH. That wouldn't be bad. Depending on how we look Monday, I might think about doing that. UNH. Let me see. Where could UNH go? Like we could still get back up to 320. Like that would be crazy if we reverse like that. So, take a flyer. I'll take a flyer. If we have a great day Monday, I'm gonna take a flyer and go ahead and put the UNH contract out. All right. Microsoft. I think Microsoft went down today. I think Microsoft went down today. I was looking at it too. Microsoft disappointed me. But it's going to be on the list for next week for sure. Right? We're at 400. Looks like we might be trying to get back to 420. So it might be something we need to we look at on Monday. Oracle reversed. Oracle's back up. Oracle was down to 1, got up 6. So Oracle could be back in play. Palantir came up a little bit. You would have had to get in the day before for it to really be worth it. I was looking at Baba, but Baba's contracts. Good thing I didn't get into. His contracts looked weird. On Robinhood, so I didn't get into that. American Express, not bad. How did QBTS do? We were talking about QBTS, y'all. We were talking about QBTS. It was on the top 5 list, and you could have made some money on QBTS. Wait for it to reverse. Right? It just shot up 18 all the way to 20. Could have made some good money on QBTS. A lot of volume. 40 million. QBTS good reversal on that. Apple, like I said, was doing its own thing. Cypher mining. Great reversal today. Could have made some money on Cypher mining. Wells Fargo went back up. Could have made some money on that. I think U went down, didn't it? Oh, it came back up. U went down. Came back. U contracts were weird too. SoFi went back up to 21. We'll see what it looks like next week. See if we can get back to 23. DraftKings even came up today. Like I told y'all, I'm close to putting DraftKings on it. Do not trade list. We were able to get out earlier. What is it? Rivian. Rivian with the nice reversal. I told y'all, Rivian, this might be the cheapest you're going to find Rivian contracts for most of this year. They could very well get up to 20. Let's look at Rivian Automotive or IBN. Let's see if we can we put a contract on my phone? Not a lot of volume. When do they have earnings? I can make a lot of money on it. Earnings. They don't have earnings to March. It's March. Oh, they have earnings. Thursday. They have earnings Thursday. Shopify kind of dipped and recovered. We're going to be looking at Shopify for next week. Pins. How did Pins look? Ugly as usual. Pins is on the do not trade list. I only had it on the list because of y'all, because it's cheap contracts and you can make a little money just on a little price movement, right? So this 40 cents price movement could probably been like 100, 200%. But I don't like trading pins. What is Snap looking like? Yeah, Snap won't make it back on our list. Roku dipped. Okay. So look for Roku next week. Meta. I think Meta dipped today. I was looking at Meta, but Meta took a big dip. I actually could have played a put on it, but I think it dipped too early. It dipped too early for me. That's why I didn't play it. Came here, boom, boom, boom. Came all the way down to 6. So we might even look at Meta. Meta could be on the move for Monday. Have to check it out. And Amazon took a little dive today. Then came back up. So we got a lot to look forward to next week. Like I said, tomorrow, join up on the live stream. We will go over all of the tickers. And when I say all of those, I mean it's like 170, 180 tickers to create our tick list for tomorrow or for the next week. See what sectors we need to focus on. And that. And then also, we'll go see which sectors we need to focus on. All right, we might need to focus on technology again. I don't know if finance has more to go. Right? Industrial looks pretty good. Walmart is at an all-time high. Remember we were talking about Walmart 2 weeks ago? We actually traded Walmart like twice. Not this last week, but the previous week before that. Got some good ball on Walmart. Oh, look, McDonald's came back. Starbucks is up. Okay. I didn't even see what McDonald's was. I was trading McDonald's for. I like to trade. I like to trade McDonald's actually. Let's see, where's McDonald's? I traded that a lot last year. So McDonald's been on the upswing since what 2 weeks ago. Had earnings. Oh, it has earnings coming up Wednesday. So are we at an all-time high? This is all-time high for 328. All-time high for McDonald's. So McDonald's could sell off, right? So keep your eyes open for next week. Join the live stream. And like I said, on Sunday, we'll have a tick list out. If you want to go over the whole scope of the market, we'll do that tomorrow for a few hours. And then review it on Sunday and get ready for the market on Monday. If you have any questions, any thoughts, any ideas, any particular things you want me to look at, please